Dispenser going up. Well, I guess that'll do.
This is the socket, and it's the C name of an electricity source that will be used to power various things around the lab. Currently, there's only one way to get sockets, when a door is broken down and the wires in the wall are exposed. Watch the Breaking Down Doors video for an explanation of that. The socket is like the door, an area 2D with an interact function. It also has a particle emitter to create that electric effect. If you want to recreate it for yourself, these are its properties. When the socket is interacted with, it flips the tracing variable, tells the player that it's holding a wire, and gives the player a reference back to itself. Now that it's tracing, every tick of the physics process, it puts the end of the line 2D, the wire, on top of the player, and sends a raycast toward the player. If there's two frames where the raycast doesn't collide with the player, meaning they probably went around at the corner, it moves the raycast to the collision and a bit past, leaves the point of the line where it is, and adds a new point to the line 2D which begins following the player. This creates that wire being dragged by the player effect. As an interactable, the Sentry is also in Area 2D in Layer 5 with an interact function. If interacted with normally, nothing happens. But if the player has a wire to plug in, it turns on, tells the player it doesn't have a wire anymore, and tells the socket, through the player, to let go of the wire. Now that it's on, it keeps a timer of its shoot cooldown, and when it's time for it to shoot, it creates a raycast to every eye, which is only one for now, and if it's the closest one it has a sightline to, shoots at it. The bullet is just a line 2D that gets its second point set to the position of the target and is hidden after a bit.
Oh boy, with this awesome Sentry, the mass doesn't stand a chance. Will that just happened?
That's right, you're not the only one that gets Sentries. I really want to emphasize the feeling of both you and the mass competing for resources and fighting each other with whatever they can find, so I figured if you can turn on Sentries, why not the mass? So it can. If an eye sees a Sentry, it will start chasing it instead of you. If it reaches it and hits it 3 times, it turns on, but targets you instead. This corrupt function is connected to the body entrance signal, and it mostly just copies the door hit code. Getting the particles to work was kind of annoying. For some reason, very short lifetimes don't work with one-shot particle emitters, and you can only have one axis of randomness for the color emission, so I just had to make 10 particle emitters, and every time the Sentry got hit, or corrupted, I randomly generate a color for each one and turn it on for one frame, and immediately turn it off. This is the corrupt function. You can't plug in corrupted Sentries, and the mass can't corrupt plugged-in Sentries. You and it should be able to destroy unclaimable Sentries, but I finished this at 2 AM, so I didn't bother. Besides, with the current mechanics, there's no way to damage a Sentry attacking you just because of how much you get knocked back. That's all.